to yoga. I'm Kira. I'll be taking you through your flow this morning, and today we are going to be doing a beginner's flow yoga, or not even just for beginners, a back to basics yoga if you are more intermediate or advanced. This flow is for anyone, but it is a great place to get started if you have never done yoga or are just beginning on your yoga journey. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, I have a couple of blocks here with me. If you have a hard time doing a forward fold and need to bring the ground closer to you, you can use a block or a thick book, a water bottle. So feel free to grab something like this as needed. And we're gonna go ahead and start in a seated position, whatever is most comfortable for you. Grab a blanket if you wanna be supported, crossed leg or kneeling. And let's go ahead and close the eyes down. You are welcome to have your palms up if you're feeling like you need to be receptive to energy today, pulling in energy, attracting positive energy into your life. If you've been feeling anxious or on edge, or like your mind is getting carried away from your body, then you can just go ahead and take palms face down for grounding. Grounding into the body, grounding into the spirit, connecting with the body, the earth. Whatever you choose, there is no right or wrong. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, filling the lowest part of the belly. And exhaling through the nose. Inhaling into the belly. And exhaling. In. And out. On your next inhale, I want you to start noticing the breath moving upward into the lowest parts of the ribs. If you'd like, you can take one hand to the navel point or crisscross the hands and touch them on either side of the abdomen. Just really connecting with the movement of the breath. Slight constriction at the back of the throat so you can hear the breath as it moves in and out. And then feeling the breath move into the highest parts of the lungs, the top of the chest, moving into the collarbone, the base of the throat. Noticing as the breath moves upward, filling through the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. If there are any areas of tightness, allowing the breath to move through each of those tight spaces, and with each exhale, relaxing a little bit more, noticing if there's anything you can let go of. Then on your next inhale, bringing the hands to heart center, thumbs at the sternum, palms are together in prayer, chin is slightly tucked, the spine is tall, reaching through the crown of the head. We're going to go ahead and set our intention for our practice today. It can be whatever you want. My intention for my practice today is that my foundation is strong. You are welcome to use this intention if you'd like, or you can choose another. Let's inhale. Hold that intention, hold the breath, letting it swirl through the bloodstream, through the body, really letting it resonate and sink in, holding your intention. And then exhale, releasing the intention, releasing the hands down towards the knees. And let's start with some shoulder circles, inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears, exhaling them down and away towards the back of the room, keeping the eyes closed down if that feels comfortable to you. And then gently switching directions, taking the shoulder blades up towards the ears and relaxing them forward and down. Just waking the body up here. Now inhale, pulling the shoulders up towards the ears, tight, tight. You're gonna hold the shoulder blades up, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze the hands into fists, curl the toes, squeeze everything, squeeze the booty, squeeze your face. You can clench your jaw. Feel it, hold the breath if you can. Squeeze tight, tight, everything, any frustration, anger, anything that comes up now. Feel it, and then let it go. Good. Let's do just a couple of neck rolls here, just gently tipping the chin up as you relax the head backwards, and then exhale as the chin comes forward to tuck. Inhaling as we circle the head back, exhaling as it moves forward. One more in that direction. And exhaling, and then switching directions. Last one. And inhale, the head back up into a neutral position. Good. We're gonna go ahead and come up onto our knees now and do a nice little side stretch. I love doing this one, so you can sit all the way up if you'd like, or you can rest the booty on the heels, whichever feels more comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong. We're gonna inhale, reach both hands up over the head, and then you're gonna grab opposite elbows. And then we're gonna inhale, and then exhale to just gently lean off to the left-hand side. Good. And then I like to just gently push my booty to the right a little bit, just to really get that stretch going. And notice here, I'm not rounding my shoulders. I'm not letting the arms collapse over the head. I'm nice and open. Gaze can be upwards if that feels comfortable, or just directly forwards. Let's inhale, coming up center, making sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed, creating some space. And then exhale, gently leaning to the other side. Notice here as well, your tailbone should be tucked. Okay, notice if you're really pressing the booty out, or if you're tucking the pelvis down. Let's take one more on each side, inhaling, coming up to center, exhaling as we stretch through the side body. I like to just play around with the movement of my neck here, see if anything feels good. I find that turning my head can really allow this space in my trap and the side of my neck to open up. So you're welcome to just play around with little movements. Let's come up to center. And then last one, exhaling. Reaching off to the right-hand side. And again, I let my booty kind of slide off to the left, just to open up through this stretch. Try and relax whatever it is you don't need. Inhale, coming up to center, releasing the arms. And let's meet in tabletop for cat-cow spinal waves. So here, shoulders are stacked directly over wrists. My hips are stacked directly over my knees. And my hands are shoulder width distance apart. So we inhale to come into cow, arching the spine, lifting the gaze. Exhale for cat, rounding the spine, drawing the navel in, pressing the floor away, tucking the chin. Inhaling for cow, dropping the chest through, lifting the gaze. My chin is the last part to lift. I'm reaching through the crown of the head. I'm not jutting the chin out really, really far. Keeping my neck aligned. Exhale for cat. Rounding through the spine, really tucking that navel in. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Just taking a few here at your own pace. You can speed this movement up if that feels good. Notice if you're clenching the jaw or furrowing the brow or really trying to force the body deeper into a shape that it maybe isn't ready to go into yet. Let's meet back in a neutral spine. We're gonna put that right leg straight out behind us and then lift the right foot off the floor. You really want to distribute your weight here. So I'm pressing down through my left knee, pressing into the top of the left foot, and pressing equal amounts of weight through all 5 fingers of my right hand. And then I lift my left arm. So left arm is extended, right leg is extended, nice and straight here. I'm not reaching up like this, nice and straight. We're gonna inhale to extend. Exhale, bring the knee to the elbow. Slow and controlled. Inhale to extend. Exhale to touch. Extend. Touch. Extend. Touch. Good. Keep it going here. Just a few more. Touch, slow and controlled, distributing the weight. Last one to touch and hold, 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 hold. Good, gently release. Good, all right, we can give our wrists a little bit of a stretch here. I like to flip my palms over. Fingertips face in, and you'll notice I'm not right on top of my hands here pressing down. I'm gently sitting the booty back, stretching through my forearms. Let's take them the other way, palms face down, fingertips in. And then again, shoulders down and away from the ears, gently sitting back towards the heels. Stretching through the other side of the forearms and wrists. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side, setting ourselves up. Left hand, nice and spread. We're gonna stick that left foot straight back and then lift, and then the right arm comes up. Equally distributing the weight here. Inhaling to reach, exhaling to tap. Gonna do this 8 times, just like we did on the other side. Really squeezing the abdomen in. 1 breath, 1 movement. Good, couple more. This is a great warm up because you're warming up through the shoulder and the hip joint at the same time. Last one. Hold. Hold, squeeze the abdomen, and release. Good. Let's come into a nice cow, inhaling, arching the back, lifting the gaze, and then exhaling for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale, coming into a neutral spine. You can walk your hands just a few centimeters out in front of you. Nice spread fingertips still, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Pressing into all 10 fingertips, taking the weight out of the wrists. You can pedal out the legs, gently bending one knee at a time. Then you're going to inhale, look up towards the fingertips, come onto the tippy toes, and walk as many little steps as you can up to the top of the mat into forward fold, Uttanasana. It's our first one, so if you need that block, just gently pop your hands down on it, taking a nice flat back. If you don't need it, that's fine too. You can just let the fingertips gently graze the floor. And let's just do a couple spinal waves here as well, warming up the hamstrings. So we're going to inhale, come into a nice flat back, reaching through the crown of the head, gaze stays at the floor, and then exhale to fold, hanging heavy. Inhale, flat back, exhale to fold, inhale, flat back, exhale, fold. Next inhale, taking the fingertips towards the ceiling, bending the knees, rising up. And then exhale, bringing the hands to heart center in prayer. Okay, so we'll start with some sun salutations to warm up. So feet are together, hands are in prayer. We're gonna inhale, reach the fingertips high for the ceiling, keeping them in prayer. Little back bend if you can, if that's comfortable for this position. When we do little back bends here, I'm not bending from my hips and sending my chest forward. I'm reaching for the ceiling, and think about an imaginary string reaching from your heart space, pulling your chest open. So the back bend comes more from the thoracic spine rather than dumping into our hips. And then we exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping that right foot back, dropping the right knee down. Inhale, coming to the fingertips, gazes forward. Exhale to plant the hands, left foot steps back to meet the right into high plank. Then we're going to come into Ashtanga Namaskar. So we drop the knees down, we keep the elbows in, and then you slowly lower the chest and then the chin. Okay, nice little back bend here. And then we inhale and just slide into baby cobra. Palms are at either side of the chest. Try and relax the thighs. And then let's inhale, lifting the palms off of the ground. Notice if you're squeezing your butt cheeks a lot, try to just use the muscles in the back to pull your chest up. Hold, hold, hold. You can do it. Exhale, plant the hands, send the booty back towards the heels, and then press up into downward facing dog. We inhale to step that right foot up to the top of the mat, dropping the left knee down, gazes forward. And then we step the left foot up to meet the right, hands come into prayer, inhale to rise, little back bend, exhale to dive. We're gonna do that one more time. This time we plant the hands, step the left foot back, drop the knee, lift the gaze. Plant the hands, right foot steps back to meet the left. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, chin. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale. Inhale to lift the palms. Hold. Hold. Notice if you're clenching the jaw, holding tension. Try to relax, but really use those back muscles to lift yourself for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Send the booty back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot up to the top of the mat, dropping the right knee down. Inhaling, lifting the gaze. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. I'm nice and open through the chest here. Stepping the right foot up to meet the left. Hands come together in prayer. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Hands come to heart center. You can take a quick breath here. Closing the eyes down. Noticing the shift in energy in the body. Inhale, lifting the hands, little back bend. Exhale to fold. Planting the hands, stepping the right foot back, dropping the right knee down, lifting. This time I'm gonna come onto the top of my back foot and I'm gonna lift into a lunge. Inhale, hands come to the low back. We're just supporting the low back here. Elbows are together. Gently release. Let's inhale, lift the fingertips for the sky, and then we're gonna exhale and take cactus arms, like so. We're at a 90-degree angle with the elbows. We just gently pull the elbows down towards the sides of the body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, cactus arms. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Let's plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right. Slowly lower for Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale for Cobra, low or high. Now that we're getting nice and warmed up. Exhale for Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, stepping that right foot up to the top of the mat, bringing the left knee down. Inhaling, coming up into our lunge on the other side. Releasing onto the top of the back foot. Gaze is forward, my pelvis. I'm gently tucking it under so that I'm not way down here. But I'm sitting up and out of this lunge, really stretching through the hip flexor here. And then let's take the hands to the low back. Elbows are in, they're not out to the side here. Elbows in. Inhale, reaching the fingertips. Exhale for cactus arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale, cactus. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Planting the hands, stepping the right foot back to meet the left. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, chin. Inhaling for Cobra, low or high. Exhaling to go back into Downward Facing Dog. And then looking up towards the top of the mat, pressing into all 10 fingertips, bending the knees, coming onto the toes, lots of little steps up to the top of the mat into forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands come into prayer. We inhale, rise, lifting the fingertips high, little back bend. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Good work, everyone. Okay, so we are going to go through one more cycle of sun salutations, and then we'll just start to take things down a notch, all right? So we're gonna do a slightly different style. This time we're gonna be in mountain pose, Tadasana, like so. Feet are hip distance apart, palms face forward. We inhale, reach the fingertips for the sky, no back bend. Exhale for forward fold. We inhale for our halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Exhale to fold. Step the right foot back to plank, and then the left foot back to high plank. Okay, so we're gonna take a chaturanga now. We're gonna modify it and come onto the knees. And then we shift the weight forward over the wrists, slowly lower, keeping the elbows in. And then we're gonna inhale and come into upward facing dog. So up dog is like cobra, but my knees are not touching the ground, okay? So holding into up dog here, and then we exhale and come into downward facing dog. Perfect. Gonna inhale, look up towards the fingertips, and walk up to the top of the mat. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, hands come back down into our starting position in mountain pose. We're gonna do that one more time, add a couple poses into our flow. And if you need help with chaturanga, because that can be a tricky transition, I have another video that breaks down chaturanga and gives some tips to help you out. So definitely check out that video, all right? So here we go, hands in mountain. Inhale, reach the fingertips high for the sky. And then on our exhale, we're gonna sit back into chair. Okay, so my low back is reaching down towards the ground. I'm not letting my pelvis tip forward. I'm not arching the back here, all right? We're reaching the tailbone actively towards the floor. Ideally, feet are together, but if that doesn't feel right for your hips or it's really difficult for you, just step your feet out a little bit wider, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Just go with what your body's gonna allow you to do. All right, so if your feet are together, try and zip the knees together as well. Inhale, reaching the fingertips nice and high. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Think about actively pulling the shoulder blades down and together like a V along the spine. Big inhale, reaching here. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step or hop back into your high plank pose. And then again, we're gonna modify chaturanga here. So coming onto the knees, shifting the weight forward over the wrists, elbows hug in towards the rib cage, and then we don't lower all the way onto the floor, and we inhale, and we come up into that upward facing dog. Notice here I'm not going like this with my head and shoving my hips down. I'm reaching through the crown of the head. Everything is active here. Exhale for downward facing dog. We're gonna inhale, reach that right heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it up to the top of the mat. The left foot comes to a 45-degree angle, and we lift into warrior one. Good. So ideally the hip bones are both facing directly forward. If that's tough for you, just widen your stance a little bit. That should help create a little bit more space through the hips. Inhaling to reach. Exhale, planting the hands either side of that right foot, stepping back into your high plank, modifying on the knees, shifting the weight forward, coming through chaturanga, and then inhaling for up dog, exhaling for down dog. Good work. Inhale, lift that left heel towards the ceiling. Exhale to step it through, up to the top of the mat. Right foot now spins to that 45-degree angle, and we lift into warrior one on the other side. Couple breaths here, checking in with the hips, making sure the shoulders are relaxed, jaw is relaxed, brow is relaxed. Nice big bend in that front knee. Inhale, and exhale, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back. If you're tired, you can go into a child's pose. You can go straight into down dog. But if you'd like to challenge yourself with one last vinyasa, we'll modify onto the knees, shift the weight forward, slowly lower. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Now let's all lower onto the knees, take them as wide as comfortable, sit the booty back onto the heels, taking child's pose.
deep breaths here, feeling the connection of the palms and the forehead with the earth. Letting everything relax and calm down. Just put in a lot of good work. Now we're going to slow it down. On your next inhale, press into the palms. Slowly, slowly walking the palms inward, sitting up one vertebrae at a time. And then you're just going to sit off to one side. If you have a prop, I highly recommend using a prop here, whether it's a couple of folded blankets or a block. We're going to gently roll down one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to take a twist. So I'm going to put my block off to the right side. Going to inhale, pull my left knee in towards my chest. And then exhale, putting the left hand 90 degrees out to the side, taking that left knee gently across the body, and then this is where the block comes in handy. My back is really tight, so I'm not going to force my knee to the ground. I'm going to bring the ground up to my knee and just gently relax here. It's more important that your knee is supported and you're able to keep your shoulder blade flat on the ground. If you're completely peeling off the ground in order to force your knee down, that's not what we want. As you settle into this pose, you can take your block down a level, you can remove the blanket. I'm just going to take it slow and gentle. Relaxing everything you don't need. Inhale, gently rolling back to center, releasing that left knee down, taking your block or your blanket to the other side. Inhale, taking the right knee in towards the chest, and then exhale as we take it across the body. Right arm comes straight out to the side. My right shoulder is grounding down, my knee is supported. This is a nice big stretch. Gaze can be up at the ceiling, or you can gently look towards your hand. Taking the block down a level when that feels comfortable. Inhaling, coming back to center, pulling both knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a nice little hug, showering yourself with love and affection, thanking yourself for showing up to your practice today. And then exhale to release in our final Shavasana. If you have a blanket, you can cover yourself with a blanket. Take up some space, get nice and comfortable. Relaxing every muscle, palms are face up. Focusing on the breath, enjoying this final meditation, deep relaxation, letting all of the work we put in integrate throughout the body. You are welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to come out of the pose, just roll onto your right hand side into a little fetal position. There is no rush. Stay here as long as you'd like. And then to push up, you just press into the left palm. Slowly press your way up to seated. Coming into whatever seated position is most comfortable for you. Hands come to prayer and heart center. Coming back to your intention that you set for your practice today.
Focusing on the breath. Sending out love and light to yourself, to all beings, and setting the tone for another beautiful day. Thank you for joining me in yoga. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you. Namaste.